Hey guys, what's up? Kwaku here. I'm going to be taking you through our next Life Words video today. It's a short one, so I'm not going to talk for far too long. Today we're going to be looking at Mark chapter 10 verses 1 to 12. As always, I'm going to share some thoughts with you around this scripture. If you have any questions, please do drop them in the comments or chat to a youth leader or a youth pastor at your church and drop them a message as well. But with all that being said, let's dive right in. Now, in this passage, Jesus is surrounded by a really large crowd, and the Pharisees push their way through and they try to trap Jesus with a really difficult question about divorce. And Jesus then proceeds to answer this question, but he does it in true Jesus fashion and basically answers their question by asking another question. And the reason Jesus does this is because he's trying to figure out the motives of the Pharisees behind why they're actually asking this question. What's their heart behind it? And when the Pharisees answer the question that Jesus asked them, he elaborates on their own answer, which is so Jesus of him. He answers the question without really answering the question, but he still speaks to the heart of it. And when he's asked about divorce, Jesus basically speaks about the beauty of marriage, how it's a covenant between a man and a woman under God, and that no man should split it apart. But the thing I really want us to focus on here is how do we deal with those trap questions when they're asked to us? Because if you've been a Christian for a little while, you know that we can get asked really difficult questions a lot of the time. A lot of hard questions like the Pharisees asked Jesus. And a lot of the time, we may not have the answers to those questions. We may struggle with them. But can I encourage you in saying that we don't have to have all the answers. None of us are Jesus. We don't know the Bible inside out, back to front. So it's okay if we don't have all the answers. But maybe we can do what Jesus does. Maybe we can ask those follow-up questions. Maybe we can figure out people's motives behind why they're asking those questions. Maybe we can open up a conversation to understand the heart of the people who are trying to figure out our faith, figure out who our Jesus is, figure out what our Bible's about. Maybe we can be more focused on understanding the individual rather than trying to seem intellectual and really smart and focusing on trying to answer deep questions. Maybe that's something for us to think about. Maybe you have a friend who's asked you really loads of hard questions. Maybe I can encourage you to ask them more questions about why they're asking those questions. Try and figure out what it is they actually want to know. Figure out their heart behind why they're asking those questions. And maybe you can be gracious and understanding enough to listen to those thoughts, to hear what the other person is saying, so we can be salt and light like we're called to be, so we can love others like we're supposed to, and in those moments share our faith and our testimony with people. Hopefully you're challenged and encouraged by this video. Maybe you can think of ways that you can also do what Jesus has done in this situation. Ask those deeper questions to understand where the hard questions are coming from, and stand on who Jesus says he is and what our Bible says as you share your faith with others. Well, that's it from me. Hopefully you're encouraged, hopefully you're challenged. If you have any questions, like I said in the beginning, drop us a comment, ask a youth leader, ask a youth pastor at your church. But that's it from me. So we'll see you for our next Life Words video. God bless.